Forrest Gump.
Do his, family know about this? Is this the first time they'd have heard about this?
He didn't get asked to do it again. Because he had another problem similar to it, where he had a little minibus, and it was his job to take a load of old women to the bingo hall, and it was miles away. And he took them there. There was no problem. About 10 old women in a minibus.
One of them was causing trouble, so he pulled over it.
No, right, so he took them there, everything's fine, he dropped him off, they had a lovely night, right, they had a lovely night, won a bit of cash, coming back, it's a bit of a late night, and they all started moaning at him, going, I want to be dropped off here, take me there, I want to be dropped off first, I've got to get up early, blah blah, my husband's expecting me, I'm already late, take me here first, take me there, and he just pulled up, in the middle of nowhere, said, get out. And he made them get out, and they all called for taxis. They charged that company who was meant to be taking him home in the minibus, and he got the sack. Well, a similar sort of story. You can't be doing with it when people don't sort of just calm down and, solve the situation. Yeah. They're just all like, I want to be dropped off first, take me here first, take me...
Yeah, so he acts like a madman. Good.
Oh, that's
right. We've got to crack on, haven't we, really?
Says so much. Yeah.
Yes, Nick Drake, a song for the ladies this week from the album Brighter Later, At the Time of a City Clock. That's
Goodbye.
It. Yeah,
Goodbye.
See you next time.
Bye. See? Strokes. Someday. No, that was a better choice, wouldn't it, to start off with? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, obviously. Steve Mitchell.
No, come on, let's get my name right from now on. That novelty's worn off.
What is it? Is it
Steve Merchant?
Oh, yeah, that's the wrong one, isn't it, Mitchell?
The Guardian got it wrong. It's Steve Merchant.
And the more I say Mitchell, the more people are thinking
Exactly, it might be Mitchell.
Oh, God, sorry, Dave. But Carl wanted to start off with the Stereophonics.
Oh, loser.
Because it was a newer track. And Carl now, we've made him what he is. He was nothing when we found him.
He was like work experience.
And now he's going, we should start off with the Stereophonics. I'm going,
trying to tell you what to do, Ricky.
If I want anyone's opinion, I don't. Basically.
But he'd probably come to me, I imagine, wouldn't he? I'd be the first person.
Before Carl, I'd consult you, Steve.
Thank you.
Just keep it, just because he was in Pilkins Making Music. Pilkins Making, I bet you never pleased a crowd once.
Did. Loads of times.
Go on then, what did you play? What's your biggest gig you ever played?
I did, a social club gig.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just about the music either. I used to
What else could it be about?
I used to take prizes and cigars and stuff.
In a youth club?
To give away.
I just love these, 14-year-old manx hanging out going, let's go down here, you might have some fags and cigars for us.
Well, it was whatever, was on my mum and dad's dressing table.
That could have been embarrassing.
That could have been deeply embarrassing.
Oh, yeah. Oh. You've won.
And third prize, some handcuffs.
And a black mamba. I'm not saying that at any point in your upbringing, your parents left around any kind of marital aid on the dressing table. Don't think I'm saying that, Carl. I'm not suggesting. Look, he doesn't like this, does he?
Well, I can understand why.
Oh yeah, because it's about
It's about his parents having sex.
Well, they must have.
Yeah,
at least 3 times.
I think I was an accident.
I still have had sex. Oh, Carl. I think it's been ongoing.
Just because my brother and sister are quite older than me.
Yeah, me too. I was an accident. I know that. Yeah. How old's your brother and sister?
I think my sister's about 39.
Right.
And my brother's about 37.
Okay. And you're 29?
29.
Right, so, my next one's 11 years older than me.
Yeah.
That was definitely a...
Do you want to have a hug, you two, or...?
Yeah, yeah.
You're dealing with it now? You got over it?
Well, would you like to see us have a hug? You had a mobile disco as well,
You're having a laugh, aren't you? Every single gig I did, it's dynamite. The people loved it. It was storming.
What was it called?
I ran it from about the age of 14 to 18.
What was it called? Was it called in
the name of our mobile disco?
Yeah.
It had 2 names in its lifetime.
Yeah.
It started its life as... Bear with it.
Go on.
The Rock and Roll DJs.
Oh my god. The Rock and Roll DJs, that's the worst. I mean, that's the worst.
Yeah. That's the most appalling. But then it became pretty bad after that, when it became the Fantasy Island Roadshow.
Why?
I don't know.
Because everyone at Fantasy Island?
Well, it was about love on an island.
It once said it was about a midget on an island.
No, the midget was a minor character where people going to find
It's
love
a
and
minor
romance.
character.
You obviously switched off once the midget had gone off and said, "There's the plane." Oh, that's that then. Your parents went, "That's over then. It's only 5 minutes long." Yeah, well, it's.
Let's watch that fantasy midget.
Yeah.
What happened then? Because didn't they acted out their fantasies on an island?
Well, people
didn't
would pay to go to the island to live out their own romantic fantasies, and invariably that's
they?
what
Was it
happened
always
each week.
romantic? It was always about getting
Yeah,
off
it was
with
a kind
people?
of love island. Yeah.
Was it?
Well, no,
I
not
don't-
always. Sometimes they might be.
Maybe I didn't watch the whole one. Maybe I did just see him like
I
smack
think
a
you
little
probably did.
tattoo round the head.
I think you just saw the trailer.
Oh, really?
But,
So what do they sort of go? I've always wanted to have someone in.
Well, no,
Yeah,
it might be something like, I've always wanted to sort of, live out, being a gunslinger in a Wild West frontier town, so you might kind of create that fantasy.
But what's that got to do with?
Well, he
love?
invariably would find love, or he'd sort out some emotional problem he had. It was much more a spiritual, emotional journey than
So,
it was
but
about
basi-
little midgets running around.
But was it like, oh, I'd like to be a cowboy and like Remember the Shag?
Yeah, it was
and
like
while
Jim will
I'm
Fix
there-
It. Like those letters you wrote to Jim will Fix It. I'd like to meet 5-star, and if something happens, so be it.
Well,
But no, I have to just say once though,
Go
this is about this is my DJing credentials. I was once playing music at a Scout Jamboree.
Yeah.
When I was about 17,
Big
16,
gig then,
17.
big
There was 1,000 scouts there.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
they were, and I'll tell you this, we were playing on stuff, they were loving it, they were dancing, it was in a big marquee,
Right.
I slapped on Smells Like Teen Spirit,
Yeah.
right?
I went mad.
They went mad for it, they were moshing, they were climbing up the poles, the organisers were going, switch that off, right, they're going crazy, and I was there going, no, that's what they like, I'm gonna do it.
It was like Footloose.
It was unbelievable, it was just like Footloose. Then I came in with Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of, the place
You
went
were-
wild,
Yeah.
and they were trying to get me off the decks, it was like Bill Grundy interviewing the Sex Pistols.
And then when the head of the had you killed,
Exactly.
like there was some sort of mafia thing, and it was all hushed up. That the scouts went there one night with all candles, and they stood by a grave, and that was the end of the film. It was a film, I assume. You're
no,
not
this
trying to-
genuinely happened.
I assume this didn't really happen.
Yes,
You-
it did. I swear to God, I was playing Smells Like Teen Spirit, and it went wild, and the organisers were going, switch that off, they're going crazy, and I was going, no, it's what they want.
Could I say something?
It was brilliant.
That to me, I've known you for about 4 years,
Yeah.
and I've heard all those things. That must be the highlight of your life.
Unbelievably so, yeah.
You've never had anything that good or
No.
exciting since, have you?
One day I hope to sleep with a lady, and hopefully it'll slide into second place.
Rock the
I
Casbah.
love the fact you had at least 3 minutes to get that right.
I
to
know.
prepare and get that right.
I know, but my mouth was full of Maryland cookies. Yeah. You know, last week, this would blow your mind. He came in, do you know what he bought for himself? About 10 penguins. Who buys penguins still?
I know. All wagon wheels.
Oh, I've never liked wagon wheels.
Have you not been a fan?
No, but I'm sorry about that. It's The Clash and Rock the Casbah. Talking about records, have I told you that time my brother-in-law, he was moving out of his place, and I think moving in with my sister, and I was about like, I don't know, 13, and so he was about, 30, and I moved in, and he brought round all, his records when he was storage to leave them at our house. Right, and he had all these old sort of records, 50s and 60s records, no, I was right, and they put them upstairs, and I was looking through them, and it's just all like Elvis stuff and Beatles stuff, and there was a mate of mine who loved Elvis, okay, and he had
hello.
loads of chemicals, yeah, he had loads of chemicals, and I was into chemistry, and he said, let's swap me some chemicals for them, so I sort of nicked about 5 Elvis singles, and I got all these chemicals, and then just guilt.
What sort of chemicals?
Just things like, just things like from a chemistry set, just, crystals and metals and manganese, all that sort of stuff that I just like to muck around with. And then the guilt just hit me. I just thought, well, he's gonna notice that. And one night, I just came downstairs and I confessed to my mum. And she went, alright, well, I won't tell him, but you've got to be good. And it's sort of like I was just really, really good for a year, and then have I told you this? And
No, you haven't. You've just reminded me of something.
And then I remember, when I was about 18, my brother was talking about it, and he said, "Did you ever play those records I left for you?"
Brilliant.
He told my mum. He said, "These are for Ricky." She just didn't tell me.
She was sharp, wasn't she?
She used opportunism there,
Oh, that's genius.
and that was it. That's why I was good.
But you've never stolen anything since, have you?
No, I don't.
Except that spate of shoplifting after that to teach your mum a lesson.
yeah. Well, I went round and arson. No, I did. I just couldn't believe it. It was
a great
terrible.
trip.
I remember, and I think all kids go through a phase of shoplifting.
Well.
And when I was going through it, I used to just little things, just like magic markers and magazines, Mars bars, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And
Cigars and dildos.
And one day, right,
Same thing.
that my mate Anthony, his mum called up my mum and said, I've got to meet up with you. I've got to have a word with you. And she said, what about? She said, I don't want to talk about it over the phone. So she goes, oh right, well, yeah, come round tonight then. So anyway, my mum sees me, she don't want to be in an awkward position and, like, be a bit embarrassed and what have you. So she sees me and she goes, right, Anthony's mum's coming round. What have you been doing?
Yeah.
So I go, oh God. I said, I've been nicking stuff. So she goes, like what? So, not big stuff. I've had a few calculators and Mars bars and stuff.
How many? I'll just work it out. Hold on. Works out at 7.2 per day.
So,
how many calculators do you need?
So it was when that phase.
You failed maths, didn't you?
Everyone wanted a calculator. It was like a trendy thing, wasn't it?
Right. Oh yeah.
In Manchester a couple of years ago, yeah.
So, anyway, so I told her all this and I confessed to, like...
Computers will make it there one day.
I confessed to...
There's magic in the back of battery. Go on.
Confessed to nicking all this stuff. She comes round, she only wanted to borrow some money.
Brilliant.
She said, oh, I don't like asking, I was a bit embarrassed to ask you over the phone, but can I borrow 20 quid?
Oh, that's fantastic.
And there's me.
That's great.
And it's similar sort of thing to yours.
And did you...
And he went, hold on, Mum, let's just work out the interest on that. I bank 10%. She'll owe you £4.40. Oh,
so your mum was a loan shark.
yeah.
And did she mention?
She went,
I just with that other, because what I'm saying is presumably you got your mate in trouble.
No.
Right, you didn't.
No.
She went, no worries, I'll just go and get my purse. It's on the dressing table.
Exactly. Yeah.
Carl,
do you want a cigar?
what other things you used to give away at your disco then that you'd find on the dressing table? You used to go into your parents' room and go, what can I give away tonight?
It was stuff like cigars. My dad liked cigars.
Yeah.
I had a pair of tights.
What do you mean?
Unopened. You know, you get them in like a long...
Who did you give that to?
Just whoever did the prize. It was stuff like, you know, we did like a little raffle.
Just imagine Carl going, this is for a pair
Who's
of
going joyriding this
Pretty
week?
Polly, sheer. Exactly.
Yeah, who's doing a bank job this week?
Exactly, that's what it was used for, yeah.
Just little bits, you know, unopened makeup, just stuff like that.
And did their parents not notice?
Well, no, because it's stuff that you're not that bothered about. If a telly went missing, they'd notice it.
They would, wouldn't they? They'd be staring at a wall for 3 days.
But a pair of tights and a cigar and that, got away with it.
Yeah.
But it's funny as well, because like you had two names. I just like remembered. I started off as Dazzling Darren's Disco, just because the first lights I could afford belonged to someone who had their name put in lights.
Right.
So I went along with that name
to
for a bit.
pretend you were called Darren.
That's lovely.
That's great.
Is it worth it?
Brilliant.
And then it went on to Pilkins Making Music.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's great.
Anyway, should we have some more music? 'Cause,
Yeah,
we've
go
been
on.
waiting for
What
hours.
are you going to play, Carl?
We've got the Cooper Temple Claws
Oh,
lined up.
brilliant.
Yes, Steve Merchant here.
Merchant.
Steve Merchant.
Yeah, okay, don't keep saying it.
And Carl, obviously, yeah. Stop
we've been,
fiddling, Carl.
We've been digging around in Carl's office, haven't we?
As ever, Rick.
He's a little bit nervous about this,
well,
but he doesn't need to be.
I don't think he is.
You just need
because
to trust us, Carl. Just trust us. Trust us with the music. Trust us with the speech output. Trust us with That's easy for me to say. Yeah.
But I'm conscious, Rick, that sometimes perhaps we're a little ill-prepared on the show, and I just wanted to make sure that we were sort of keeping ourselves abreast of developments, changes at the station, policy.
You said breast.
Thanks. You know, policies particularly, and I was lucky enough just to stumble across this, and I feel that actually a couple of weeks back we were a little ill-prepared, because we hadn't read this.
Yeah.
This is the XFM information. It's the guidelines, if you will, on how to react to deaths, disasters, and other news emergencies.
Yeah, and there's very important ones, like a royal death, there's like, you know...
Well, there's certain criteria. I mean, obviously... the general guidelines state that occasionally something will happen in the world that prompts XFM to break away from the normal programming and react to our audience's feelings of shock or grief. As broadcasters, we have a duty to think
They're
carefully
not talking about our show there, are they? They're talking about something happening there.
No, all shows.
I mean, no, like people being caused grief, just Carl's on the air.
Right.
You mean like, you know...
I mean a bigger event.
A royal dying.
A royal dying or some kind of, you know, major disaster.
Sure.
We should be able to tailor our output to show that we feel the same way as the audience in these times of trouble.
No, definitely.
That would never involve the station shutting down completely, Rick.
No.
I want to reassure you of that now. And it would never involve playing classical music or stopping all speech content.
Sure. Because they put that in there because a lot of stations, that's exactly what they do.
Exactly.
But, XFM have deemed it, that we don't have to go completely down the line there. We have to do it in our own little way.
People need company at times like this.
Yeah.
And should be able to look to us for both factual information and emotional reaction.
Sure.
We simply have to change our tone and our playlist to show that we're all feeling the same thing.
Right.
Be it, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening, or, well, it's pretty sad, but she was 101 after all.
And that's actually in that
That's
document,
what it actually says in the general guidelines. That's as they are stated. If you should hear about the death of a major royal, this is information that
you're actually reading this, by the way.
Yeah, I'm reading this out. What you should do is say nothing about this on air under any circumstances. Drop all the ads and promos from your schedule. And if Chris Smith, the news guy, is in the building, get him in the studio immediately. Yeah. That's what it says, Carl.
Yeah.
If Smitty is, I don't care where he is, I don't care if he's on holiday.
Let's phone him up now and tell him someone's died.
To see how he would react. Get him down here.
Get him down.
See how long it takes him to get down here. Where does Smitty live?
Because I know where he lives. He lives in a cave and he slides down a pole.
Yeah.
And he gets into a car. His butler is up there and he sorts things out.
I suppose the approach there is that only Chris can deliver this tragic news.
Yeah.
If it was you or I.
Yeah, it wouldn't have the same. I remember, do you remember the XFM, as it first started, it launched the day after, Princess Diana died?
I know.
And I'd never done radio before. I was nervous enough. And it was launched, and it was,
because was it the first night? Because what I've forgotten, actually, until you mentioned that then, is of course you used to host your own phone-in show. I'd forgotten all about that.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I gave that up after a week because it was just too stressful.
I have never seen a man so petrified.
I know.
He spent all his time preventing people getting through on the phone lines.
Yeah.
He just wouldn't let people come on air.
And for when I had to go on air, right, my mates sort of like came over the first day, and they were mucking around, and I was having a drink with them where I used to work, and I was going, I've got to go on air in a minute, and I was like, drinking shandy or something, because I was saying I don't want to be drunk, and I kept saying, don't swear. Telling my mates not to swear, and they look at me like I was mental. I was going, don't swear, because I'll swear. I was terrified of two things. Just swearing, and operating the desk. I thought, I'm gonna, even if I get through operating the desk, I'm gonna swear. And it just, it was awful. Didn't you spill coffee over the machine and then go, oh shit, on your first link? I can't remember. But I know it wasn't a triumph. No, I started off with I was doing a lot of music, and I started off with a classical piece by, a bloke called Kuntz, who's a German composer. Brilliant. So I knew it was okay.
You're off. You're off, yeah. And so how did it go then? Because I remember it was appalling.
Carl! He's a composer! Look it up!
Yeah, I know he is.
Right, 08700 800 1234. Yeah. If you know what the composer I'm talking... What?
Yeah, we've done it now.
Chill out, Carl.
Come on.
No, you know what people are like, don't they?
Like who? Like what?
You just... It's like a bull to a red rag, whatever.
Yeah, but the thing is that we say bad words and we get in trouble. But I was listening to Heart the other day, and they played Luther Vandross, and that song, was it Never Too Much, Never Too Much? Play a bit. The lyric in this is disgusting.
Woke up today, looked at your picture just to get me started.
Hear that? Woke up today, looked at your picture just to get me started. That's filthy. Play it again.
Woke up today, looked at your picture just to get me started.
That is depraved.
Filthy. What
is he doing?
Just saying like that. Imagine that. He's got a young girl's picture, and he's going, oh, thanks for that. And he phones her up and goes, what did it say? You know that picture you gave me? She goes, yeah. He goes, well, I looked at it just to get me started. That poor young woman must...
I imagine more that, like, she's sleeping, and he just sneaks in and he's got a Polaroid camera, she wakes up, he goes, what are you doing? She goes, what are you up to? He goes, no, I'm just taking a picture. Well, why? I'm gonna write a song about it.
Tomorrow, will you?
Yeah, you're going on holiday tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I need that.
I just need something to get me started. What do you mean, get you started? Yeah, you know, in the morning.
And then that's on Heart.
Alright?
6.2.
So don't come on the air and tell us what we can and cannot say. We can't say
classical composers' names or philosophers like Kant.
Exactly.
So don't tell us that, Carl.
Alright?
Just play a record. What you got,
Play
Steve?
some rides, Steve.
Yeah, I just think it's time that we listen to some Ride Rit. We haven't listened to them, I don't know about you and I, but I haven't listened to any for about 6-7 weeks.
Yeah.
Just thought it'd be good to have them on the air again.
Yeah.
And it's a tragedy they split up. This is the classic Chelsea girl, play it. Absolute joy. Their lifetime.
I know. Yeah.
Right, it's a great sound.
But influenced lots of bands at that
seems to
time.
me, yeah,
Sort of the old Britpop thing and the Wall of Sound and... They weren't... Were they shoegazers? Do you think they were, weren't they?
Well, that's what they thought of, because there was a lot of nude lead guitar. But, good melodies as well, Rick, and that's always important.
It is to me.
I don't know about you, Carl, but it is important to us.
Yeah.
We've just had a couple of people, Sarah and Claire, call up and wish us luck for the BAFTAs, but for some reason they want one of us to do an impression of Leslie Phillips.
Can't do it. Doesn't he say ding dong?
And hello and all that.
That's not bad.
But I want Carl to do it though.
Yeah, go on, Carl.
Go on.
Hello.
Well done. Say ding dong.
Ding dong.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you do any other impressions?
No. I
Go.
can't think of any.
Hello.